woke up this morning, the sky was gray. Another storm, another endless day. Thought I would.
Hi. So welcome to Sudowrite 101. Everyone can hear me good. So today we're going to start with the basic of 101, try to know how to navigate 101. Tomorrow is going to be the 201, which will be more advanced, where we're going to go in stories that we're probably going to start today and show you a few tricks into Sudowrite, answer more of your question. And the 301 normally is where we go and really go deep into prompt, do a full story, or at least part of the story that you get very comfortable. So hopefully I'm going to be able to answer a lot of your questions and get you on the writing with Sudowrite and get your first book going. Like I would say, when we're brand new, we say it basically can take a month to 2 months to get your first book written. That doesn't include all the editing and do your book cover and all that stuff, but get a book story and something you can work with, definitely. Okay, I didn't get the video to show you that's the 101, 201 and all that stuff. I just said it out loud and that should be enough for us. So let's share my screen and let's start now. I'm going to share my document with you also. Copy. And this is the document we're going to work today. Okay. So you can see my desktop, and I need to switch a few things around so I can see everything. All right. Pull up here, and then I need to chat. Where's my chat? All right. So this is your first screen when you come inside a Sudowrite. See what you guys see, so make sure, yeah, you see the right screen. So when you come in, you have these square here, which are your project. Doesn't mean that all of you have tons of project like I do. You may have just one square or no square and just need to click on new to start a new square, which is a project. On top here, you can search your project. Right underneath the search, you have your plugin. I would go deeper in plugin. Most likely tomorrow, maybe show a couple today, not sure, but we'll try. When you delete a project, it goes in here. And once it's in there, you can go and permanently delete project. Once you do that, it's not going to come back. The next one is our interrogation point. When you click on it, you have a place where you can go and ask or look at the frequently asked questions. This one here is very important, is to join Discord. Discord is our platform where we all talk about Sudowrite. Question, classes, feedback, introduction, genres, different language, which I'm part of it, and a lot of tips and tricks. Everything is in Discord. You have a question, you go ask in the question when you need help, and you're going to have an answer very quickly. And don't be shy to go and click on things to open them up, okay? So the help is here, feedbacks, the classes are also there, courses. So those are the courses video from the past, tips and tricks, feedbacks, a lot of information here. So I suggest to everyone to go and become one of us and talk to us over there. Get this one. So all you have to do is to go to Discord, and from the menu I just showed you here, join our Discord. There is a there is a guide that you can go and read. It's like basically it's a fairly long guide for showing you how to work with Sudowrite. There's a place here which is called Suggest feature. And it's when you're very much more advanced in Sudowrite and you say that something you really need to do your writing, something is missing to the program that you think will be good for everyone to have, you can make a search, and if it's not there, you can add it. But if you find something you want that it's here, you just click here and say, yeah, I want to get this going to, I want more store memory. So things like that, you just upvote it and it's going to go up in the queue for Sudowrite to fix it. I hope I'm not going to lose my voice today. All right. You can report the bugs. So this one here, it's in a few places, but reporting a bug is if you have something which crash on you and you try it a couple of times, it's still crashing, take a copy of the page you are on where the crashing happened and click on the report bug and report exactly what happened to Sudowrite. And trust me, inside 72 hours, you're going to have an answer back. You can also email Sudowrite at this one here, which is hi@sudowrite.com. And then you can chat with them. Next button is our little gear where you can see your account. You can see the amount of credit you have left. You can see all the information on how to buy more credit. These credit roll over. So if you come with no credit left and it says, oh, I don't want to, I'm too close to my monthly renewal, you can go here, you can buy credit, and these credit will roll over. So even if your subscription come back, the rest of your credit will roll over and keep going. Yeah. Next, this little one is show your recent activity. Once you want to know how much credit is used as you go with Sudowrite, they give you a breakdown of every button you're using. Everything you're doing in Sudowrite is going to be right here as your recent activity, so you can see at all time. Then you have your billing information. You can show the credit pop up if you want, or leave it off. You can choose your font. You can change to Quattro, Courier, Merriweather, Time New Roman, and Open Dyslexic, which I tried yesterday with another group, and one of the lady was, she told me that it's easier for her to use that when she's working in text. So you can change the size of your font, and that's the one that when you're generating with AI, that the font will get bigger. The line space between your line, obviously. And then you can also change your background color. Not everyone likes dark color. They may want the sorbet, amber, forest, and so on. You can show your word count and you can indent your paragraph. This one I always say to people when they want to publish their book from Sudowrite and put it in Words or Vellum or any of the program you're using for books. Do not use the indent paragraph because it's going to do a double space and you have to go back and edit every single one into your document to remove some of the space. All right, I think I got the first page done. Here it's, you already know how to get to the class, so you can register for classes. Basically, you click on it and all the class. So we have this one today, tomorrow's a 201, 301, and all the other class that you have during the month are all here. Then join our community, you already know, read the manual, and there is also the subscription to the YouTube to learn a lot more about Sudowrite. So right here is your YouTube subscription. You click on it and you get to the YouTube of Sudowrite where there's a ton of video to help you. All right, so in the in the chat when we start, I did ask if you had some question. So I'm going to try to see if we can get those questions quickly, and then we'll jump into a document over here. How do we store notes and idea without having to add them to the document? I can, but I was wondering if there was a feature, didn't know if to see that allow this. Not sure what is looking for. Can you unmute Dan and explain what you're looking for here?
Dan, do you have a mic?
We'll wait for him to answer. And then we have Tom here. How to clear is the story Bible for a new project without losing my info from the one I am working on.
Dan,
Yeah,
can you ask a question, Dan? Go ahead.
is he unmuting?
He's not muted, but I also can't hear him.
Dan, we cannot hear you if you are trying to talk.
And also Tom had what I think is an easy question. I'm just not sure I understand it.
Like I think is it when you try to double a project, duplication?
Tom, do you want to ask her question?
When I went in to click on a new project, my story Bible was a carryover from the one I had been working on. And I couldn't figure out how to get a clear story Bible for the new project without deleting all the information that was in the project I was working on. And I really hadn't thought of the duplicate. So I will give that a try.
Yeah, the duplicate will do the same thing. It's going to duplicate your project in totality. The only thing is not going to duplicate is the history on the side. So if we go in a project that I already have, this one maybe. I got to remove all these things. I can see nothing. You see here on the history, that's the only thing when you duplicate a program or a document that won't go over. But everything in your document on this part here and your story Bible will duplicate in the totality. The only thing that's not going to duplicate is the history of your laser tool that you use on top of your plugin.
So which story Bible would I then delete? Would it be the duplicate since it doesn't have the history?
Exactly.
But then I would still have my original.
Yes, in your original project.
Okay, and then if I put in a new project, it would be a clean story Bible.
Exactly. So what I did
Okay.
here, if you look at my class here, I have the class from March, which I had all these information. So what I do now is I just go and duplicate. So I did my April and I put all that I want to teach today. But this is the basic of a class and everything is empty. Okay, so the best thing to
Okay.
do is to get yourself your workflow and get all these things you want in your project, leave them blank. And when you go up here, and this is the workflow you want to use, go ahead and duplicate it once it's empty. This way, you
My
already
screen, I'm sorry.
have. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, my screen does not look like yours.
Okay.
Mine is back with the first draft or whatever, and all the boxes down the side, but I don't get the boxes. Is it maybe because I only have the one project at this point?
Okay. So basically, it's like you have a new project.
Do you get that screen that she was just on, Tom?
No, I don't. I get this screen.
Okay. Do you know where the home is? You see the little house?
Yes. Yes,
Do you have that?
I do.
press that.
Okay, let me, you know what, I don't want to go out of the session here, but I will,
Go ahead.
Do
This is
that.
part of the
I-
101. We want you to be able to go through the software and know where things are. This is what the 101 is for.
okay. Well, let me see if I can figure out how to. I see, I have to leave.
You don't
Okay.
have to be. That's part of pseudo,
I
right?
don't?
That's part of Sudowrite. You click on the little house here.
Do you
So if-
see where she
But
is?
I can't see any of my screen. Wait a minute, you know what? I have it set up on a full screen, so maybe if I,
Because the little home button is the one which is going to bring you to the first screen of Sudowrite at every time.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out here how to reduce my screen.
Okay. So as you do that, we check the other question that we had there. So is Dan was able to unmute and talk to us about how to store his note? Or is the answer you gave him was good enough?
He said he got his answer. He can't get his mic to work.
Okay, good, thank you. So are we doing Tom?
Well, I've even got my wife here trying to figure it out for me, and I'm not having any luck.
So basically, you
I-
don't see anything
We
that I'm
need to
teaching you
reduce
today.
this screen, but I don't see anything. Maybe we have to leave and go back in.
Yeah, you can do that. Try to log
Yeah.
out and come back in.
Yeah, we can do that.
On the Canva, when creating an
Leave
outline,
meeting.
is it possible to delete AI generate option we don't like? Okay, Alex, I'm not sure why you want to delete things because everything that the AI is producing for you is costing you credit. And one thing that every writers out there will tell you, never throw your words away, don't delete them, copy them and put them in a document, call it dumb, call it idea, call it words for future reference. But deleting everything that the AI that you maybe don't like, maybe in the future it's something you will want to use. But
yeah, but the outline becomes really messy when there are so many different options. I'm not necessarily saying I want to delete all the words. I'd more so like to delete the additional squares because they're covering up other parts of my outline and it's just become really messy because in the outline it's like labeled part 1 through 7, but then there are just these random other cards that I can't click into and delete that the AI created.
okay, so when the outline might be too big or things in the outline you don't want, you just copy your outline and put it somewhere else to keep it as a backup. But most of the time our outline has a backup anyway because we have the history at all time. So if you go in here and you go into the outline, when the outline here, you can copy everything. You can put it in a document like I have here. I always have a document that if my outline is not exactly of what I want, or it is exactly what I want, but it's too short and you need more space, I always have my copy right here to keep at it. And this one is the
I'm
one
talking
that's
about on the canvas, not in the story Bible.
in the canvas. Okay. And now I cannot see my bottom of my canvas. Oh, I'm the one who's mute. Sorry about that. I was talking by myself. I mute myself. So this is the Canva outline you're talking about?
Yes, and the ones that say part 1, part 2, I'm able to click on those and select them as a whole and press delete. But as you do fill me in and then regenerate a response, there becomes, you know, an overwhelming amount of cards that you're no longer able to select, or maybe that's just on my end, but it doesn't allow me to select the additional.
All right.
You'll probably have to generate a card.
Yeah, what I'm going to show you, this is a big cork board. You know, when you have your little sticker and you put them on the wall, and then you can do your story the same way than you do it in Canva, but then you have to move your stickers around, and the one you discard, you put them somewhere else. So that's something I'm going to show as we go in here, where I'm going to show you how to use Canva the best possible, and how to get these cards, because yes, these cards are all movable. All of them. So I will have to start the story because I don't know if we can move one. Yeah, we can. You see this way, you can move your cards. You saw me moving the cards. Are you able to do that when you work on Canvas, moving your cards?
It doesn't allow me for some reason, but
Okay. You have to find the sweet spot with your mouse that will allow you to do it. And when you do that, and obviously, and you do more than one card, then you can see by moving, finding your sweet spot and moving that card. And if you have 3 or more cards attached to it, these cards, you can choose which one you're going to switch the cards with. And the other one, you can just take them and put them anywhere on the board here. So they're not in your way, but they are still saved somewhere else on the board that you can go back at them. Does that make sense?
yeah, I think whenever there are texts in the boxes, it highlights the text instead of allowing you to move the
Okay,
card.
you have to go and find this little sweet spot outside right here when my mouse show, and then I can have the green square around and showing me that I can
That
generate.
actually helps a lot because I just made the cards bigger and then clicked in a blank space. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Okay, let's see if we can start the project and go even deeper into Sudowrite today. So I did prepare a whole lot of information. I want to make sure everyone have a copy of the document that we're working with today. I'll put it back here. Okay. Is there any more question that I should look at in the chat, Thomas?
No, I mean, they're kind of vague, but just Juliana and Nancy want to get back to 101 stuff of how to use the program.
All right, that's where we're going. Okay, so this is inside the program. Normally when you come inside, it's going to be an empty project like this one here. There's nothing going on, survival is off, you have your Canva, and you can start right here. So for my hand here, I'm going to use all the information that I have. This is how I like to work with Sudowrite when I come in. I like to have everything lined up on my side. So as I'm doing a class, I get my class 101 to 101 into one of those folders. So all you have to do is click add new folder, and it become a folder like this. And these folder can be open and you can put information inside of them. All right, so that makes your Sudowrite clean to work with. Okay, let's start to have some fun here. You have all your laser tools on top. You have the guide right with Sudowrite. The one thing which is important with this one, because you cannot use it with no words here. If you need words, and you need normally about 500 words, depending on what you're using in the right guide. But the really important part is the right setting. Here is giving you this part here, which the creativity of Sudowrite. So if you put it at the least creative of Sudowrite possibility, is going to follow your prompt, your demand, the way you want to write your story, almost to the letter. If you want to go in the middle, you get a bit of fantasy, a bit of more imagination from Sudowrite. And if you go at most, you're going to have a lot of things, imaginative dragons, things like that will show up. So I like to put it in the middle because today we're going to have a couple of stories which probably be in the fantasy. This one here is a number of cards. You can get 1 card to 6 cards. And this is these cards are suggestion. When you click on one of those boxes up here to write for you, it's going to go in the history over here. I'm going to move my chat to lose it. It's going to come in the history over here. And it's going to give you 1 card to 6 cards. And that's where it's very important, because everything that is generated by the AI is going against your credit. Everything you write and the AI has to read is also going against your credit. So number of cards, and each card can go up to 500 words. Again, you can choose how many words you want in each card. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. Today we'll go at 250. And I'm going to get 2 cards when I'm using these tools up here. You can also use your mode of your model you want to use. You can use the fastest, which is 3.5 ChatGPT. Most accurate is ChatGPT 4. Best pros is Turbo, unfiltered. Don't remember the exact name for it, but it's unfiltered. You get even the experimental version of the model we can use: GPT-4 Turbo, Goliath, Max, Mistral. These are all different models that you can play with, and I will show you how you can play with them. So for me right now, I will leave it at Best Pros. You can also tell the AI some key details. So if you're doing a true story, a nonfiction, an essay, or fiction, romance, things like that, you can put it in the key details. You can tell how you want some of the dialogue, if dialogue gets written. Every key details of your story, small key details. I don't know how many words we can put in there, but this is little key details you give Sudowrite or the AI on how you want the lizard tool to be used, that it's following the story.
While you're there, can you explain a little more in depth what a card means in a chapter?
That would be easier if we try to produce a few cards to explain the cards.
Good. Okay.
All right, so we're going to do that too. Then we have the rewrite. The rewrite is something, as you can read there, it's select a sentence, a paragraph, or more than, and click the rewrite. Now the rewrite, you have to have words. I don't know if I'm going to have enough words to do it. Can I do it? No, I need more words. So rewrite, you need more words to work it out. Okay, I have things which show up. I don't want this. There we go. Then we have describe. So rewrite will come back to it, because we need more written words here to use it and show how this goes down. The describe one here is very important too. When you click on the arrow down, it's basically giving you a scene. When you click describe, definitely description of a scene or something's going on. Be very careful when you click on describe. Make sure you know what you want. Do you want just the sight, the smell, the taste, the sound, the touch, or a metaphor of the scene, or all of them, or a couple of them? So because if you don't tag in or out the want you don't want, it's going to give you a card for every single one of them. And that's going to give you an idea of what a card is. Let's see if I have... I'm going to show you just for the fun of it here. I'm going to click describe. We've just write a lyric poem from on the I Love My Life. So click describe, and you see the card on the side here is going to start describing that little sentence. So we have 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards. So for each of the toggle that I turned on, and it's going to try to make sense of that, what a limerick poem is, I love my life. So the words are written in bright, colorful print in crisp white paper. This is the side part. If you go in the smell, it says the paper smell like fresh and slightly sweet, like new book waiting to be devoured. So this is the taste part of this little sentence. And the sound, as the limerick is read aloud, it bounces along with a happy tune. So this is an example of cards that we have when we use these here. So Is that answer the card thing for you, Thomas? And
Nancy, good. Does that answer your card question? Nancy?
so the next one in the brainstorm in our laser tool is the brainstorm. I got to tell you guys, I don't use it a lot, but other people out there, other teachers do use it quite a bit. It's basically brainstorm. It's a way to chat basically with the, let's see if I can try one here. Please, character. I'm not very good with the brainstorm, but it's something that you can make a list of anything you like. So kickstart your brainstorm. Give me a list of something for a story. A list of name of imaginative cities. What it's going to give us, and you can give more context and some example. So I ask here if you can give me name of imaginative cities for a story. You click go, it's thinking, and it's giving you name of city out of his imagination. So Eldoria, that is not very imaginative because we have these in many story these days. Eldoria is very popular. So I will not want this one in my story because it's well used already. So anytime I click a thumb down, says I don't like this one, a new card will show up. And each time I say a card I like it, like this one here, the card will go here as a keeper and a new card will show up again. So Nova Atlantis, Arcadia, it's something we all know. Nova Prime, that's too close to the story. Things like that. As you can see, as we go, there's more cards popping up. Each time a card pops up, credit goes also. These are keepers. So it says it's going to click here, save and exit. And here in your history, you will find your cards of city for future stories. These one you can copy, you can insert, and you can put a star on them, says, oh, I want those for the future. I may not use it for this one here, but I really like to keep those. So you can put a star. I wonder, Thomas, if you put the star there and you duplicate the thing, is the star is going to show over, or no matter what, the story will be gone in a duplicate? That's a question, huh?
I'll have to try that out and get back to you.
Sounds good. Any other question in the chat before I go forward?
No more questions at this point.
All right. Then we have the plugin. The plugin is very fun to use with. When you click on it, you go explore plugin. And these are author, writers, and people who works with Sudowrite who produce plugin to help people or help themselves, obviously, to write stories. So if I go in mine here, say yours, I have all the plugin that I wrote for language, for my story, for all kind of things that I need when I write my stories. And I think I forgot to introduce myself on top of it. Just let you know. My name is Manon, in case someone was wondering. So I recently published a book, a short story book for children. You can find it in the documentation. I obviously published more than one book and coloring book, and I'm using Sudowrite for quite a bit of time. So everything is inside here, the document, along the line of everything that I showed you, the Discord and boxes after boxes, they're all here in the start of the documentation of the one it shared in the chat. All right, let's go back in and let's start one of these here. How many of you are coming in with a story that they just want to keep going, or they says, oh, I'm going to go in Sudowrite and just start from scratch and learn it? Because the second version is the easiest one when we start using Sudowrite, is to come with something which we're not attached to try it for the first month. Try it and use a story which is not attached. So start one out of nowhere with Sudowrite. And that's what I'm going to show you quickly here. You can do a lot of stuff with Sudowrite. You can also do poems. Let's see if I can get to this. If you go on the plugin here, this thing is packed with all the plugin, but at the bottom, you also have more laser tools that we call. You have the one who's called Shrink Ray. That one is to reduce. So if you have a chapter or a paragraph which is too long and you want it to be shorter, you can use a Shrink Ray. The twist one, if you highlight a paragraph or more than one paragraph and you says, I want a twist in my story, you use the twist. This one is for helping with your character. That one is for writing poem. It's a very, very cute one to use when you just want to have some fun with poem. And visualize, I will show you that as soon as we have a story, how to use visualize. So let's start our first draft right now. So first draft, no matter what, you have to have a new blank document to use first draft. So we're going to do that together right now. First draft, blank document. My blank document is in the bottom here, but here you can see it's totally empty. You go in your plugin, you go in the bottom, and you see first draft, it's right here. That's the only time you're going to find first draft. Sorry if my dog is barking. When you click on it, this shows up. And here underneath, you're going to have all those examples of what you can do with first draft. You can write a mystery story, and you can try these things. If you click on them, you're going to have everything generated from the AI is going to go against your credit. So it's up to you. You want to try it there. You can write a nonfiction article. You can have character development, and you can see underneath, they give you an example of what you can write into that box, or you can just click on try this, and it's going to go anyway. You can make some research through this one here, and you can do outline. There's a lot of things you can do with first draft, but here we're going to ask in first draft, can you give me 5 ideas of genre and style of stories? And we're just going to click enter. And now it's going to give me 5 ideas of story with different genres. So today we can have an historical fiction. This genre involves fictional stories, particular time. You can have a magical realism, a dystopian, a psychological thriller, or an adventure fantasy. So you can start with just a simple question like that. If you don't even know what you want to write, in which genre you want to write, it's going to give you information and give you idea, and even giving you who write in that genre. So that gives you an idea if something that interests you. This is how we use the first draft. If we go back here, I can also write 5 ideas for story based on one of those genres. So if I was to use this, I'm going to go back into this one. I'm going to say I like to try the adventure. So that little magic sentence, I'm going to take all of this. So you saw I took my prompt and what I asked in the first place to give me 5 different genre and style of story. And I'm going to ask to do some story with this amount here. So I'm going to go back up, ask again for a new document. I'm going to go in my plugin, go in first draft, and I'm going to copy everything. So write 5 ideas for stories based on adventure, fantasy, and everything that he gave me in my first one. I'm just going to be careful that all these things are not coming up in the story. So I'm going to remove the example because I know if I leave it there, it's going to put the habit somewhere in the story, and GRR is going to be in there. So I'm going to remove the name because all I want is something that is similar to it. So if you put the name of the author or the name of people in the same book and you copy too much of what was written, then you're going to have all that information also in your story. So basically, I just want 5 ideas of story, adventure, fantasy, with the genre combining the adventure and the fantasy, taking readers to a journey. So I'm telling what kind of journey I want there. So let's click go and see what it's going to give us. It should give us 5 different stories. So the quest for the dragon egg, the lost city of El Dorado. I'm not going with that one. The Chronicle of the Shadow Wire, the Dragon Rider Legacy, and the Enchanted Forest. There we go. So now we have 5 different stories, and it's going to give me a big title on top. These titles can be changed at any time. So right now, I don't want the dragon eggs, but this is my 5 stories idea. And if you click enter, it's not going to go. You have to put your mouse somewhere else. And then this is going to change in the bottom. So here we have our, see how I'm changing my box place? I need to turn off my, you see this part here, because we're fighting to get the bottom part. Click on closing your story Bible, and then this will stop moving back and forth like that. Okay, so my first draft was all the questions that I wanted to ask in the first draft to start a story. So my first draft gave me the different version of genre that I was looking for, and I chose one. And then after that, I asked for 5 different stories with that genre. And what we got 5 different stories. And I think I said this one, no. The quest for dragon eggs, probably too much for children. This one might be interesting. The Chronicle of the Shadow Wire. So the Chronicle of Shadow Wire, in a world where magic is forbidden, a group of outcast warriors known as the Shadow Wire must use their supernatural ability to protect their kingdom from dark forces. When a powerful sorcerer threatens to unleash a deadly curse upon the land. Okay, so we take this guy here, and this is what we're going to start today to develop a story. At the same time, you can see here that as I highlight this paragraph, I can use the rewrite, the description, and also the quick edit. This one here is basically your chat GPT. This one is turned on, so it's going to use credit. If you turn it off, it's going to be free. So I turn it off. That's a quick edit and the quick chat. So the quick edit, I can ask to give me more details about that or develop more the information. So let's try that. Or unless you have an idea there, help me for this one. Give me more details or write more details. Make it more. Give me more details about the. I'm going to copy that and show you the difference in both of them. So quick edit, if I ask, can you give me more details about the story? It's going to crash it off and rewrite with more details. So we went for a small paragraph to basically 3 paragraphs. It's all the same stuff, but with more details for the story, which is kind of cute. Now, if we do the same question, okay, and then here you can reject or accept, or the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Now, one thing that we learn is when we reject, it's going to go away. It doesn't save. When we accept, it's going to save, but it's going to delete the red one. So I'm going to make sure that I have it I'm going to copy it and keep it safe for me. I'm going to accept, and I think we're supposed to be able to do CTRL-Z and get everything back. Accept, CTRL-Z, there we go. Yeah, it worked. So as I accept, but I want to keep everything anyway. So it's a trick that we got. We said accept, and then we do CTRL-Z to like undo, and then everything come back and it doesn't disappear anymore. That's one trick that we learned. Now with the same thing here, we're going to go quick edit again, but we're going to go in the quick chat. And I did delete my question. So which was, that's not this. What was my question? Give me more information, more details.
Yeah, you just asked it for more details.
So if I do the quick chat and I say, can you write more details? See the difference is going to give us. Now, this version is going to go get the information in the document here. So if I had more information in the document, it would give me more information here, but he went into the 5-story idea and he went in the historical fiction blend real fictional immersion to give me the information. So what specific aspect of the story would you like to delve deeper into? So he's having a conversation with me. So are there particular character setting, plot points you want to explore further? Let's expand on the world building, character development, and challenge the shadow wire phase. So here, it's basically having a very nice conversation with you to get this more expand. So this is a great thing to have. So I love that conversation. So just send a feedback so they know I like this here. And then you can ask more questions. So what's the specific into? So I like to have, you can keep going. Tell me about the character. I said, let's dive into the shadow wire character. Who are these outcast wire and what set them apart in a world where magic is forbidden? So you see, if you ask question, it's going to give you more information and you can build with this. We cannot save this though. Huh? We have to copy and bring it inside our Sudowrite document if you want to keep it. That's one thing which we haven't got to stay in the story, unless I'm wrong. It's not in the story anywhere, right? So you have to copy the information if you want to keep it and put it in a document on the side. So this one here, you could go here and add a new folder. In the folder, you can rename and you can put down, this is your chats. Okay, and then you create a new blank document and you copy your chat right here. It's going to give me a title. There we go. And this, I can take it and bring it into my chat document. So I can come back and get all the chat I had and they are safe in here. And I don't have to go back and forth in the Word document or any other place where I save everything. Everything is safe here on my side here. And Sudowrite is extremely good. It's safe every 2 or 5 seconds. It saves your document in totality. So they never lose anything. It's really rare that I heard someone losing anything. They always go back and retrieve them for the members. Is there any question this far? Am I going too fast?
There aren't any new questions.
All right, let's keep on going then. So remember our idea of story that we have. So we use the shadow wires. this we can use to start a story. We can put everything we did this far into the story Bible. And then we can also, I have to remove the chat from here. You can also go in Canvas. There's so many ways to start a story. So this one here, we can ask to rewrite, describe, and all that stuff. Or did I do the first draft for that? No. So this start a story. But this one is not going to give me my, oh yeah. So the story we have, the little paragraph that we got, you can go in first draft again. You can put the paragraph here in totality, and it's going to start writing a story. You can also add that. And one thing about first draft, never go and click enter. Even if you want to switch line, with all the tricks that you know, it's not going to go. As soon as you click enter, it's going to start writing. So here, I like to ask to write a story about our wires, but I'm going to give you also a prompt to start writing. So I wanted to write a story. So write this story in first POV and present tense. Okay, so I'm already telling it what I want to start. So I like to have everything at the first person. I can also put down deep POV, or if I know which one is the main character or which character POV, I can also put it there in my little sentence before my information of the story. So write this story in first POV at and present tense, and I'm going to click enter. So you can see that the first draft, you can also write article and everything else. So you can just go here and say, write an article about what is love between a man and a woman. And you can tell everything you want in the article and click go. It's going to go and it's going to make research on the line, on the internet, and build an article for you. And normally the article can go between 5 to 1,200 words if you give enough information. Now it's thinking. It's supposed to write a story, but it's thinking. Did I break it already? Going to copy it. Come on. It's the first time I see it waiting so long before it starts writing. Okay. This is not normal. Normally you write a lot faster than that. So what I'm going to do, I don't want to wait too long on this. I'm going to go and add a new document and restart this first draft. There we go. Go. There we go. So the sun was just starting to rise over the horizon, casting a warm orange glow across the training ground of the shadow wires. Arya stood in the center of the circle, her dark hair tied back in a ponytail. It's going to go up. You can tell the number of words used right here as it goes. So we have 586, and you keep going, 622. We have dialogue. With 819 words, 861, 897, 934. And you can tell we have a pretty good starting of a story. 1,050, 1,095. And it keeps going. Perfect. All right. So we got 1,270 words of a story about our shadow wire dawn. This is very, very long to read, and we're already at 12:55. So this story what I normally suggest is to everyone to read it. Read the story, change the part you don't like, check the character, get to know your character right here. That you have Cedric and you have the first one on top there. What's her name here? Aria. So we have a lot of character already into that story. So take your time and read it. And from here, you can use all your information, all your laser tools to go on with the story. I can show you the laser tool too, but right now we haven't read the story to know what to change. But I want to make sure that you have an idea on how to start your story. This is one way to start a story. Now, we saw someone earlier, she was in Canvas. In Canvas, you can do the same thing. It's going to get you an outline. Now, to start a story with Canvas, you can change the outline. You can choose the structure of your outline. So the same paragraph right in first POV for the information of our wire, I'm going to use it here, and it's going to give me a full outline with the same information. And then you can choose which story you want, so you can play with it. But in the same time, can you imagine if you bring your own story, if you have your synopsis of a story that you already written, you can use the same method and develop your own story through Sudowrite. Everything I'm showing you by starting with something you're not attached to, and then you learn how to use it, and you bring something that you really want or something that you have in your mind to write about, and you know exactly how you want to write it. You can use the same method by putting your information into the first draft to get more information for your story, and then you can develop it that way also. So here we have a fantasy story, so we can use the hero's journey, the Hollywood Beats, story circle, or the romance outline. So we say that's for that fantasy, we can use that. And you can read all the information of the different version of outline structure of a story you can use. Sorry, and see which one please you the most. So for sake of time, I'm going to use the hero's journey. And here in my outline box, I will simply copy everything that I put down into the first box, the first draft. And remember when I said you can move your box, you just make sure you put your mouse in the right spot, sweet spot, and you can move it. Now, in Canva, you can go and click Generate a Full Outline. It's going to generate every single box down here. Or if you have your own story and you know what goes in every part of these boxes, part 1, part 2, part 3, and you can read what they are, you can fill them up yourself. The problem with that is if there's boxes that at some point you go and click generate, they're going to all delete it. So the first thing normally the best is to go and generate a full outline and go and change your box as you go. So let's do the generation of the full outline to show you what that looks like. In the meantime, do we have questions in the chat? Because some people have to go.
Yes, there are some questions.
Go ahead during its, oh, there you go. What's a question we can answer before people have to go back to work?
Okay, here's one that says, I was more interested in using the story Bible, where I have a set of characters that I want to place in different settings, times and locations, and have them interact in these variety of settings.
That's
Okay.
what we're going to work on tomorrow on the 201.
Okay, so she's planning on being here tomorrow.
Perfect. We're going to develop that story tomorrow, learn our character and deal with it, and make sure that you have an idea on how to deal with all these things. That's why the 101 is really to work with the basic, be able to navigate in Sudowrite, use
Right.
every boxes as much as possible, but it's impossible to show you everything in 1 hour.
Can you show her how to select the outlines again?
Right here.
Yeah.
So we use the hero's journey, but we have 4 different outlines. And this is just for Canva. If you go into the other one, you're going to have even more different outline, which we're going to be able to show tomorrow in the story Bible. So as you can see, something happened, everything is gone. And there we go. These little arrow here, they go back or they go forward. So sometimes we think we lost everything, go back in with your arrow and my whole outline is going to show up. And earlier that our friend there, she says she's having a hard time with these. You make sure that your box is highlighted, you move it. And as you move it, you use your mouse and you move around. And this card here, you can generate more cards. And it's just to show that how you navigate in Canva. So I'm asking to generate 3 new cards for this part 2. And there you have your cards. So this one has not much to it. But if there was one of those cards that I like, and sometimes it doesn't want to do it for us either. See, it goes like this. And then we have to find the sweet spot on the other one. And that too, sometimes it's not. It's supposed to be in the middle. And obviously when I want to do it, it's not going to do it. It's supposed to go on top of that box until the box underneath. There we go. See the box underneath get those little dot, dot, dot. Once this is like that, you let go and the card will switch. Yay, it works. So this card here, I can come back and as soon as I can select, put the sweet spot, and I can move it anywhere away so I don't lose it. And this is my new box, which I can move to. Then we have the other one here on the side that we haven't used. We can just move them and bring them to the top where they are away from our program that we use on. This one here, it's not really useful. There's nothing in it. And you can just delete it. And when it's green, you just delete it and it's gone. But the one that you want to maybe go back later and check, you put them on top here so they're out of the way. And you can do like this all the way. You can check everyone and move them where you want so it's clearer for you to work. So I hope she's back or she's still there so you can see that. So this is an outline with Canva. Any question? Yeah, there seems to be a limit of words when you start this box here. I'm going to go bigger.
There was a question about importing
This?
pre-written work in like basically like 500 word chapters at a time.
In Canva?
No, in regular Sudowrite. Is
In regular
that the
Sudowrite.
question, Juliana?
So as she put down the answer there, it was 10-page chapter. So yes, your chapter here, you can bring them inside Canva or in Story Bible. So this one here, we have a outline of the same story that earlier. So the way to copy our outline from Canva is the 3 dots here. You copy the outline to the clipboard, you click on the house, you go back into your project, and here I have a box which says outline. And my outline from there, I can pass it here. So the outline from Canva is right here. And you can go and cleaning it up a bit, depending on how you pass with or without. Like this, so you can clean it up. And then you can work it out in here the way you want. So this is a second way to do a story. So we had the first draft, we use Canvas, and then after that we go to Story Bible. So Story Bible, you turn it on. Then you go here. This is your brainstorm. So this is the magic of Sudowrite. Once you have all the information and you want to do a big story or even short story. Last week I was teaching how to do short story. and I use this story Bible to do 365 stories, and they all chapters. So you can tell that my little bar here, it's packed of 365 stories plus everything I need between. So is there a question that I can answer quickly from this story Bible? I don't know how many people are gone to work right now.
You can turn on your mics and speak up.
Yeah, at this point, we're going to answer a lot of questions because all the people which go back to work, that's where they lose a lot of good information. So I want to keep working tomorrow and show the story Bible without losing too many people, because we start at 20 some people, and that when it's the 1 o'clock turnaround, it goes by half because everybody has to go back to work. So I'm going to go with the question, and tomorrow we're going to come in here fresh and go and start with brainstorm, genre, everything else, and start our story all together. So question from the chat, Thomas, or if you want, you can unmute. I will answer your question the best I can.
Hello, this is Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Yes, I'd like to know what time the class is tomorrow, and will you be sending another link or?
The same time than today. And if you're registered, you're going to get the same link or a different link for tomorrow's class, but start at the same time.
Okay, great. And what is the cost of the first package for just theses, and how much does that cost per month?
This is under, hold on, I have to have a hard time here. No, not this one. That's not it. Where's the price of things?
Oh, okay. Okay, that's under the little section there.
Yeah, you have to go here and you go manage. And different people have different pricing. So a student going to have different pricing showing up. I'm under the professional version. So this is what I pay, $20, and I did it on the yearly. And at yearly, you can have up to 50% off. So in $20 a month times 12 is going to be your yearly into the, that's my current plan, the hobby and student, and that if you go monthly, you can see the price kind of go up by a fair amount. So
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Next question.
Can you show them where to find this video when it's uploaded?
We go in Discord. Let's see.
It's been asked a couple times.
Yeah. So you go here, join Discord. That's new. Yes, I'm human. Oh my goodness. Click the center. These are all new. I never see that before. Click the center of the ornament. There. Okay. Seriously? Sorry, guys. He's asking a ton of questions. I don't, it wasn't there before when we start this thing. There, 78 done. Oh, come on. I don't want that. Okay. So this is Discord. And under Discord, you go under Sudowrite and you have your course video right here. And they're going to upload them as they come. Normally it's not too long, but every class video are here. Does that answer your question? And you can also go here. Can we see the past class now? No, we cannot do that anymore. That's my bad. That was the other program we were using. So yes, the class are right here. And you can go back in all the other 101, 201, as you go, and you can see the one which are very, very months ago, and you can, there's tons and tons of information. Any other question? Anything I went too fast today? Any button?
We're still recording in case you want to stop and then take some more questions.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the recording because some people are sometimes shy to ask at the same time. So you're going to get a small email asking you if you like the class, please, and tell them how you like the class and what you like to see more of those class, what else you like to see in the class. That help us to build our class and make sure that answer your needs. Don't forget, today is a 101, it's basic class. So the basic is really to show you the basic of the Sudowrite, and tomorrow we're going to go deeper into building up a story, the story Bible. And the 301, it's even more. It's very in-depth and getting so much more question answer.
Woke up this morning, the sky was gray. Another storm, another endless day. Thought I was drowning in the deep, but something in me refused to sleep. Every tear, every fear made me stronger, brought me here. I'm rising up, can't hold me down. Breaking through, I'm battlebound. The road is tough, but I won't bend. I'll stand tall until the end. Mountains high and valleys low. Every turn, a path I didn't know. Lost my way, but found my stride. With every setback, I grew inside. Every scar, every pain built the warrior in my veins. In my veins, I'm rising up, can't hold me down. Breaking through, I'm battle bound. The road is tough, but I won't bend. I'll stand tall until the end. Mountains darkest and it feels like all is lost. Remember why you started, push through, no matter the cost. I'm rising up, can't hold me down. Breaking through, I'm battle bound. The road is tough, but I won't bend. I'll stand tall until the end. When the night is darkest and it feels like all is lost, remember why you started, push through no matter the cost. Woke up this morning, the sky was clear. Every